This is soap. If I were to open this box and remove the soap, this is a soap box. I'm gonna sit on it as I get on my soapbox, because this right here, I'm gonna complain for just a little bit. If you don't want to hear me complain, then the timestamps are there, and you can just skip this part. But if you want to hear me complain, then gear up, because this is the stupidest thing. I've been contemplating about what to do for the next habitat. I know what I'm gonna do, but like how I'm gonna handle the staff buildings. And so I was looking around, and I couldn't help but notice, and I moved them. But there were like guests back here in this staff area, and I couldn't for the life of me like figure out the best way to keep guests out of here. I didn't want to do honestly, I could probably do staff path now. I didn't want to do it initially because this floor wasn't here, and I don't like the way the staff path looks. But like, you're sitting here on this bench. I didn't come here to see staff facilities. What is so aesthetically wrong about this? Is this such an eyesore? Like, if you think so, if I'm wrong, then please, by all means, take to the comments section and tell me so. That's fine. But, like, I think that these buildings, like, I think that Frontier killed it with the interior of these buildings. That's why I always make sure that the windows are showing so you can see inside them. I don't think they're eyesores at all. I think they're neat. I think it's neat to see behind the scenes. But when people come here and they have these stupid AI thoughts that say, I didn't come here to see staff facilities. Well, you know what, Patrick Rosen, you can see yourself out. All right, enough of that. I've been doing a little bit of work off screen, and where we left off was we built this lovely little habitat for the sand cat. And if you were tuning into the episode, then you'll recognize that there is more brick and glass than there was last time. Last time I was recording, I went ahead and built the backside of this building. A refresher, this building is based on another real-life building on Clemson University's campus. It is called the Watt Family Innovation Center. The in-game building, I have yet to name. The one that I'm like working with is the Cat Family Innovation Center. Like, the rhyme is there. Rhyme, semi-rhyme, cat, watt, whatever. But I'm open to suggestions. So if you have any ideas for what I should dub this building, then I am open to your suggestions below. And if you give me a name that I like, I will name this building that, and I will be sure to give you a lovely mention in the next episode, or maybe at the end of this episode, whenever the building is finished. But anywho, what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be filling this lovely space right here with a jaguar habitat, and then potentially some other stuff. So my thoughts are, first, I guess the big thing that's going to be removed from this space is this little corner is going to be dedicated to, I'm thinking probably just like an actual restaurant, but at the very least, like an eatery of some kind. There is a smoothie bowl place in the actual building, and I really thought about putting a smoothie place here, because I don't have a smoothie bowl place here, but I actually went ahead and did that over here. Plus, you know, I figured, I don't know, I figured it wouldn't be justifying the use of the whole space, because, you know, it's going to be a pretty big area. So I figure restaurant, and then I can fill this area with a bunch of tables. In addition to that, there's going to be like a little viewing gallery that's going to be either here or here. I have yet to decide. Probably here. And of course, there's going to be an entrance right here. Right now, the only entrance is right here, but eventually there's going to be an entrance here. There's going to be one over here once that actually leads somewhere, and then maybe like a staff door over here. But either way, though, we've got a restaurant here. We've got like, a viewing gallery with like an animal talk point here. And then for the staff buildings, my thinking about the staff buildings that caused me to go look for inspiration and then get mad when guests take issues with things in my zoo that I don't consider to be problems. I completely lost track of the structure of that sentence. But anyway, there are going to be staff buildings in this building. And I'm thinking that they're going to be upstairs. So right now I'm thinking habitat entrance right here, and then stairs right here that are going to go up to like this height between these two windows. And then do on like the internal side, I'm gonna have staff buildings that are gonna be looking into the jaguar habitat, and then on the right side, there's not really gonna be any functional facilities because I don't want anything to block these windows, so you can actually see into the windows from the outside. But I'll probably just end up doing like a use scenery and stuff to make like a fun little like resting area for the staff. And then the habitat is gonna take up the remainder of the space. I'm hoping that the remainder of the space will be enough space. I might have to tweak my game plan. Accordingly. If it turns out that I am not leaving them enough room. But this area is like, I mean, if we look at the sandcat habitat is like 600, close to 700 square meters. And I'd say that this is over 3 times that size. For the jaguar, we're gonna need, I don't remember how much space off the top of my head. They can have up to how many? Up to 4 juveniles. So they'll need about 1,000. Plus, that's not going to take away from the walkable area. That will. So 1,100 functional area. And this has, I'd say, easily 2,000. So cut into it, probably down to, I don't know, I'm hoping like maybe 1,400. And then that'll leave the rest, the foliage and the cave and stuff to kind of, in the water fixture to kind of bump it down to that 1,000 mark. Hopefully I'm right about that. Hopefully, but I've been wrong before. And then after I finish building the habitat proper, then I will finish the rest of the outside of the building. I left the front side of it open so that I can easily navigate into the habitat. Friendly little tip, if you end up building a building like this one, and you build the building, like the whole building, before you build what's inside it, then you're going to have to constantly, you can't zoom through roofs in this game, so you're going to constantly have to kind of like zoom past the roof on the outside and then pan your way in. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm going to go ahead and get cracking. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you. I'm left-handed, but for whatever reason, I have a very hard time snapping with my left hand. I will see you on the other side. I don't know how closely my lovely viewers look at my face when I'm making these recordings, but if you have been looking, then you might notice that my beard is much thicker than the last time that I spoke to you. That is because about halfway through this, I just burned out and I got scared of finishing this building. It's kind of like whenever you've got like a test tomorrow for a class that you don't really study for enough. Like, I don't know. I didn't feel good about how this building was going to turn out. I was nervous. And I don't know, maybe I should have been, but honestly, I think it turned out really well. Welcome to the, and like I said, I'm looking for names for this, oh, I need to fix that. I'll do that later. Right now I'm looking for names for this building, but for the time being, I'm just going to refer to it as the CAT Family Innovation Center. And honestly, I am pretty pleased with how the building turned out. Now, I was recording for 6 hours, or pretty close to it, just working on this. And that's not including the work that I did beforehand that I mentioned with this back wall. So forgive me if there's a few details that I just couldn't bring myself to finish, like, I don't know, like adding a door here, or adding mulch and plants around here. I will do that. But for the most part, it's finished. Like I said, it's been a long road, but I am pretty pleased with how this one turned out. There are certain little details that I'm not a big fan of. I don't like how you can't, like, the walls, the opaque glass walls don't look the same on either side. Like, you know, on one side there's like an inside and an outside. And generally that doesn't matter because if you use these walls, you can just kind of place two. You can place them back to back right on top of each other, and so it looks the same on both sides, but that doesn't really apply for the curved wall here, which I kind of hate because that looks kind of glaringly different. But anywho, welcome to the jaguar habitat. Now, this guy is a jaguar, although you might know him as a black panther. I'm going to name him something else just because I hate it when I buy these animals and they just have really just names that are just like functional for like helping the people who sell them, sorting them in their inventory or whatever. I've talked about that before. But no, you might know him as a black panther because black panthers are basically just, I believe the term is hyper-melanistic jaguars, and I think that also like leopards are also kind of under that classification. But basically he has way more like melanin in his fur, and so, you know, he's obviously much darker. And while he does still have the rosettes, that's what these spots are called on this young lady right here. He does still have them, but you know, obviously the rest of his fur is very dark too, so it's much harder to see them. I'm not sure if this would be the case in this game, but if you see pictures of like a black panther in real life, then whenever the light hits it, like whenever the light hits its fur, then you can kind of make them out. But yeah, I mean, the habitat is finished. I'm ultimately pretty pleased with how the habitat turned out. Another thing that I've yet to do is fill up this planter up here. I will do that eventually. It's one of those things that's just pretty tedious, and like I said, I was 6 hours into the recording and just decided, you know what, that can wait. But I have staff facilities up here on this upper story. They are accessed either through this staircase that's aesthetically pretty ugly, but I'm not sweating too much, and this staircase that leads down and has an entrance right here that I need to add a door for. And that also continues on up to the roof where I have power. This is the first time that I've done anything remotely like this in terms of like actual roof access. I made fake roof access over here where I just put a door, like nobody can actually get up there. But I did make actual roof access up here because I found myself having a whole bunch of trouble with the power of this particular building. I had a solar panel there, and I had another one that was just kind of like sitting over here, but they were meant to be temporary because I don't know, they were kind of just in the way. I like keeping my solar panels out of the way, and this is the first time that I've done it by just slapping them right on top. Now, one thing I think I will have to go back and add at some point yeah, is a water treatment facility. I was debating on whether or not I wanted to put that on the roof or if I wanted to put it like maybe somewhere over here. But of course, that one is a little bit more complicated than the solar panels because the solar panels actually have like they don't really have any negative impact on the guests. So it doesn't really matter where you put them in terms of their actual like functional impact or functional like I guess negative consequences. But yeah, I haven't actually checked. Okay, I'm realizing now that I haven't added the habitat into the work zone yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Yeah, I have like I literally just finished it. Normally I kind of give it a little bit of time to actually take care of these things after I finish building the habitat. Didn't really do that this time. But I mean, all in all though, this really tested my motivation, but it's finished, and I am ultimately very pleased with how it turned out. I would love to hear y'all's feedback, y'all's input on how you think the habitat turned out. And I have said it before, I will say it once again, I am eagerly searching for a name to this delightful new building that I have here. But yeah, this video has gone on for long enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye bye.